Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to John J. Bauer Memorial Stadium for the Randolph High School Class of 2025 Commencement Ceremony. My name is John D'Egidio, and I'm the District Supervisor of Visual and Performing Arts. We are excited to welcome you to this celebration on this beautiful evening. As we await the procession, please silence your cell phones and take note of your surroundings. This evening's dignified celebration is one that, for many of you and your families, is the culmination of 13 years of schooling, as well as the culmination of 17 to 18 years of your own care, instruction, and love. While this is a celebration and a hallmark event, it is also a formal ceremony. While diplomas are being distributed, please remain respectful as each graduate's names are read. We would like to take a moment to acknowledge our entire custodial, grounds, maintenance, and security crews for their tireless efforts to make this evening a success. Thank you for your part in this evening's event. On the field, please welcome district administrators as well as our superintendent of schools, Jennifer Fano, and Board of Education members. Next, please welcome our RHS staff members and the teachers specifically invited by the class of 2025 to thank them for being positive role models and influences over the course of their school careers. Also with us tonight is one of our esteemed senior class advisors, Ms. Berkeley. We also welcome onto the field Mrs. Sandy Kessel and Mr. Jacob Torsiello, who will be reading the graduates' names this evening. We would also like to acknowledge our high school administrators who are also present this evening. Vice Principals Mr. Mike Sorgi and Mr. Matt Agrati, Supervisor of School Counseling Mr. Chance Summerer, Athletic Director Mr. Dave Hutchinson, and our Dean of Students Mrs. Lindsay Riley. The class of 2025 will be led onto the field by Principal Ms. Jessica Carusa Baxter, Valedictorian Priyasha Paul, Salutatorian Noel Thompson, Class President Jack Manolis, and Student Council President Serena Kalanani. And now, at this time, we ask that everyone please rise and pay your respects to the graduating seniors of the class of 2025. Families and friends, we present to you the Randolph High School Class of 2025. Families and friends, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem performed by the combined bands of RHS, followed by the singing of the Randolph High School alma mater, performed by the RHS Symphonic Choir. Please be seated. At this time, the RHS Combined Choir will now perform their final selection, Omnia Soul. Please join me in acknowledging and thanking our choir director, Mr. Swiss, and our band directors, Mr. Fantazzi and Mr. Lichtenfeld, and Miss Ann Kelly, as well as all of our student performers for all of the work that was put into preparing our musical selections for this evening's ceremony. Now, it's my honor and privilege to welcome to the podium our Randolph High School principal, Ms. Jessica Caruso Baxter.
Good evening, Randolph High School and district faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. Welcome everyone to our graduation ceremony. Thank you all for being a part of this culminating event that celebrates the graduates after 13 years in our schools. I want to echo what Mr. Diagedio stated in his remarks. Thank you to all the unsung heroes that made tonight happen. It may look effortless, but it takes our crews months of planning to pull off this beautiful ceremony. I'd like to say a special thank you to our senior class advisors, Ms. Berkeley and Mrs. Russo, for their tireless work over the past 4 years. They put together such great celebrations for our seniors, so thank you. Finally, on behalf of the graduates, thank you to our secretaries, counselors, teachers, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, paraprofessionals, administrators, parents, siblings, family members, our superintendent, the Board of Education, because they have all played a part in supporting our students these past 13 years. We have a very cherished tradition here in Randolph High School that our district employees and retirees look forward to each year. Our graduates have invited current and former school staff from across the district that have had a positive influence in their lives. They wrote their sentiments in a letter, and they have invited them here tonight. They are on each side of the stage. So on behalf of the graduates, I would like to thank all the educators, past and present, who played a part in supporting our seniors, as it truly does take a village. This school year sure has flown by, and it reminds me of a quote from author Anna Quinlan. For the young, the days go fast and the years go slow. For the old, the days go slow and the years go fast. I believe that quote resonates with every parent here tonight. The years sure have gone by fast. Today is a celebration, but it's bittersweet in many ways. I'm sure you can all picture your children on their first day of kindergarten, and now here they are at their high school graduation. It may all seem to have happened in the blink of an eye, but there was so much in between. The class of 2025, they made us laugh, they've made us proud, and there were probably a few moments of frustration there as well. But they have left their mark on Randolph High School, and I'm honored to have been part of that in between for the past 4 years. To my seniors, your class holds a very special place in my heart. You're the class that I spent my first full years at Randolph High School with. And in that time, I've gotten to know so many of you. I've been in your classrooms, I've watched you at sports, I was at your concerts and your shows. You have represented our school well, and standing here today, looking at each of you, I can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of pride. I've seen you tackle challenges with determination, push past doubts with resilience, and lift each other up with kindness. You've proven that learning is not just about grades or achievements, it's about character, community, and courage. There were moments of triumph, winning competitions, acing exams, and discovering new passions. There were moments of struggle, late nights, setbacks, and obstacles that seemed insurmountable. But through it all, you persevered, and today you stand before us, ready to take your next step. The world beyond this beautiful campus is waiting for your ideas, your energies, and your unwavering belief in making a difference. Remember, success is not just measured by titles or salaries. It's defined by the impact you make, the integrity you uphold, and the lives you touch. Your life will be defined by your choices and your actions, and I think you're off to a great start. So each year, it's my honor to address the senior class at graduation, and I believe that I do so not only on my own behalf, but on behalf of your teachers and counselors that you have had in your 13 years of schooling in this district. I asked my faculty to share some advice for all of you, and I received many responses, and a theme kept emerging. I won't read you all their submissions, but I want to share a compilation that captured the essence of their advice to the class of 2025. Do not feel pressure to have your whole journey mapped out now. In the grand course of your life, these last few years and the next few will be just a small percentage. That doesn't mean they aren't important. While you won't remember every single moment, what is important is that you've learned, you've grown as people, and you'll continue to become the exact people that you are supposed to be. Life is a journey, and remember to enjoy every moment. To summarize your teacher's advice, enjoy the moment, do what you love, try new things, follow your passions, and don't be afraid to start all over again. I wish nothing but the best for you all. Do what makes you happy and take care of each other and take care of yourselves. Never stop learning, questioning, or growing. And wherever life takes you, know that you will always have a place here, a home, a family, and a principal who will forever be cheering you on. Class of 2025, it has been my honor to serve as your principal. I will miss you dearly, and thank you.
I would like to welcome to the podium our Student Council President, Serena Kalinani.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Serena Kalinani, and it is my honor to stand before you today, celebrating this momentous occasion. I would like to take a moment to thank Principal Baxter, all of our teachers, and the school administration. Your support and endless patience, which God knows you need when dealing with a few thousand teenagers every day, has meant a lot. And before I move forward, I would also like to take a moment to thank my parents and my brother Dylan. You guys are my biggest supporters and the reason why I'm standing here today. My parents immigrated to this country barely speaking English with nothing but hopes for a better life, not just for their kids, but for themselves as well. Not just for themselves, but for their kids as well. And I know it hasn't always been easy. There were years of late nights, language barriers, and sacrifices I probably didn't even notice as a kid. But I notice them now. They believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And every time I felt like giving up, they were the reason I kept going. I owe them more than I can ever say in a speech, but this moment, me, standing here in this cap and gown speaking to you all, it's just as much their moment as it is mine, and I'll never stop being grateful. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Now, I've known since the beginning of this year that I'd be giving this speech, and in true senior year fashion, and just like the rest of my schoolwork this year, I procrastinated. But eventually, I sat down and started thinking, how do you sum up 4 years, or for a lot of us who have been going to school in Randolph since kindergarten, our entire lives, in a few minutes? I started flipping through old notes, yearbook messages, even playlists, looking for something that felt just right. And then when I was rewatching my favorite coming-of-age movie for the millionth time, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, this quote truly stuck out to me. There are people who forget what it's like to be 16 when they turn 17. I know these will all be stories someday, and pictures will become old photographs, will all become somebody's mom or dad, but right now, these moments are not stories. This is happening, and it hit me. We're in that in-between place right now. No longer kids, not quite adults. And yeah, it's easy to want to skip ahead to the next thing. College, jobs, independence, mostly from our parents constantly nagging us to clean our rooms and come to school on time. I'm still not really sure what that one means. But I don't want to rush past this, because this moment, sitting here in our caps and gowns, surrounded by the people who've laughed with us, stressed with us, and maybe even cried with us, it matters. It's not just a story we'll tell later, it's real. It's happening, and very soon it'll be a memory. High school wasn't perfect. There were tough classes and so many things we wish we'd done differently. But there were also moments like racing down Route 10 to Starbucks for open lunch and cheering in the stands during football games. It was moments like these that made us feel infinite, like we were exactly where we were supposed to be. And someday, these moments will blur into stories we tell to our siblings, our partners, maybe even our own kids. But I hope we remember how it felt. I hope we don't forget what it was like to be here in this exact moment, just a bunch of sweaty teenagers who can't believe we actually made it. So before we move on to everything that comes next, let's pause. Let's remember what it felt like to be 16 and 17 and 18, all the chaos, the joy, the uncertainty. Let's hold on to this feeling, even if it's just for tonight, because we'll never get it back. Thank you for giving me the honor of being your student council president. It's meant more to me than you know.
Thank you, Serena. Next, we will hear from our salutatorian, Noelle Thompson.
First of all, congratulations to everyone sitting here today. Everyone here has garnered accomplishments, surmounted obstacles, triumphed over battles. For that, we all have cause to celebrate, and most importantly, to be proud of ourselves. Before I can continue, I need to thank the two most important people in my life, the very reason I am standing up here today. To my parents, you are my inspiration, my support, and the most amazing people I know. You have always empowered me to pursue my dreams while never imposing too much pressure. I am so beyond grateful to be your daughter, and I love the two of you and my brother Matthew so much. Next, to all of my teachers, thank you for guiding me through these last 4 years. Mrs. Wertheimer, thank you for dealing with me for 3 out of the 4 and being not only a mentor, cultivating my interest in STEM, but someone I could count on for support and encouragement. To Mr. and Mrs. Torsiello, thank you for being the most compassionate teachers and for exposing me to new perspectives and ways of thinking that inspired me to expand my interests beyond the sciences. To Mrs. Poma, thank you for being the most amazing Green Club advisor ever, and to my co-presidents as well. To my friends, I love you infinitely and could not have made it here without you. One more shout out for RHS Girls Tennis. For those of you here today, your support truly means so much. This sport has taught me to work toward my goals and shaped me into the leader I never knew I could be. Getting to be your captain was the highlight of these last 4 years. Thank yous to Coach Denazzi and to all of my teammates. For most, senior year is a conclusion, the completion of a chapter. However, for me, it felt like a beginning. Like in many ways, I was waking up to the people I wanted to surround myself with, waking up to the person I wanted to be, wishing I had more time to fully realize this, but ready to embark on the next stage of my journey. However, despite the strides I have made this year, I do not have regret for the person I was. The years of obsessive studying, hours upon hours at the kitchen table, have shown me my potential as a student, but more importantly, my potential for growth. I have learned to reflect, to prioritize, to focus on what will bring me the most happiness, and more importantly, bring me closer to the people around me. When I was first planning this speech, my objective was to challenge everyone's assumptions of me, to prove I'm not this bot or nerd, but I realized that I'm not ashamed. I admit that I enjoy learning, and I'm excited for the decade of schooling that lies ahead of me. At the same time, I do not need to let these labels define me. What truly matters is knowing there is so much more to me beyond the classroom, being proud of everything I know I am. For those of you who went to Center Grove, you probably remember the Okapi girl. For those of you who did not, the Okapi is an animal that appears to be part zebra and part horse, but get this, is actually a relative of the giraffe. During my slight obsession, I probably appreciated that it looked cool. It looked like a combination of different animals with fun patterns. But now looking back, I appreciate the Okapi appears to be one thing, but in reality, its identity is so much more nuanced as it walks fearlessly through the forest, unafraid to show its unique stripes. As I reflect on this time in my life, I realized that at this stage, I was most unafraid to be myself. I talked about Okapis to anyone who would listen, wore Okapi t-shirts, and even had an Okapi dance. Although I'm sure it got old quickly, I was truly and unapologetically me, without concern for outside judgment. So what I'm trying to say here is, be an Okapi. No, not really. I invite everyone here to remember their younger selves, to channel that freedom of expression, that lack of concern with image and perception, to embrace the truest version of themselves. Some of my best friends to this day, the people I really reconnected with this year, were friends with me through the Okapi phase, and even my terrible bangs and terrible bob. As we enter the next chapter of our lives, I hope that you too find the people who will embrace every part of you and appreciate you for who you truly are. Ultimately, we are all looking to feel welcome and belonging, so offer it to others and it will find its way back to you. To close out my speech, I want to leave you with a quote that I feel conveys my message better than I ever could state it myself, from the TED Talk, The Power of Vulnerability by Brené Brown. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world, our sense of belonging can never be greater than our sense of self-acceptance. Wherever life takes you next, I hope every single one of you embraces your truest self, strangely specific favorite animals, bad haircuts included, and finds the people who will appreciate and cherish it all. Thank you all for your time, and congratulations again to the RHS class of 2025.
Thank you, Noel. Next, we will hear from our valedictorian, Priyasha Paul.
Hi. So, my first thought when writing this speech was to simply say congratulations and walk off the stage. My second thought was stand-up comedy. But I'm not going to do either of those things because I figured I've come this far, so I might as well say something fancy. Also, I'm not particularly funny. I've often found myself at the kitchen table in a dimly lit kitchen, working with the soft blues, the jewel purples, the emerald greens, deep into the night hours. Or perhaps it was morning. The birds' lilted sonnets seemed to blend with the crickets' monotonous odes. Moonlight walks on the boardwalk, carnival music blurring in between states of consciousness. It often seemed as if time was slippery, drifting away silently like a forgotten sailboat in between the lands of imagination and reality. Every moment a shadow of the one before, like coffee gone cold. It's how I feel right now, a little nostalgic, a little scared, a little curious for what's to come. Throughout my 4 years at RHS, I've always found myself in tiny corners, hiding from failure, rejection, or from simply being forgotten. People have always had their own circles that twisted and turned like convoluted hedge mazes of favoritism and judgment, to which I never felt I was welcome, only invisible. It's ironic, the only reason I'm speaking up here is a very, very, very specific number. To all those who feel lost right now, even a little bit, I see you. Because every one of you, if only in this moment, belong here. I get the sense that I'll be forgotten soon enough, but I'm standing up here right now, and you're all here right now. So the story's not over. I wouldn't be standing up here on the stage if not for a specific book. Since the second grade, I've always had my nose in a book of Lemony Snicket's The Series of Unfortunate Events, following the life of 3 orphans as they face numerous obstacles, including, but not limited to, an evil actor with terrible costumes, adults with less common decency than a root vegetable, and convoluted motives in a grim yet slightly humorous locale. But time and time again, driven by curiosity and a sprinkle of wit, they found hope, meaning, and an unexpected joy despite a world that seemed absurdly cruel. None of you would be here today if your 17 or 18 years on this earth had been a piece of cake. In a world that seems too loud and a life that seems like an overcomplicated puppet show, we've all faced challenges, problems that seem to loom over us, adversities the size of large threatening house cats. Whether it be a tough decision, disagreement with a loved one, or a strangely difficult calculus question. But what we know determines what we don't know, and what we don't know simply is until we know it. It is our passions, our friends, our family that have seen us through, and it is those things that have grown stronger over time. Thank you to my sister for always being her annoyingly cheerful self, only rivaling a particularly persistent Jack-in-the-Box. Thank you to my parents for always being a source of support and encouragement, a long, long fishing line to reel me in from my frequent bouts of overthinking and nonsensical sayings. Thank you to Mr. Coleman and Mrs. Beaver for their artistic words of wisdom from which I learned the true merits of procrastination. Thank you to Mrs. Kenya, Mr. Douglas, and Miss Van Valen for making me think beyond lost daydreams and forgotten trains of thought. And finally, to Miss Coppola for convincing me that the speech was actually good, at least supposedly so. And thank you to those of you that have never talked to me at all, because I'd like to think you have something nice to say. Most people do. As someone who has had her fair share of restless nights, never-ending lists on her notes app, and internal debates about pizza toppings and her place in the world, I've often found it difficult to let go. I was always waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right circumstance to face my problems, the elusive perfection. And in the back of our heads, there's always regret, like a large dead fish, unmoving, irrelevant, yet somehow so heavy. We could've, we should've, maybe. But the truth is, we can't turn back time, and we are exactly where we should be. Maybe doesn't exist, nor does it matter, because only action, however small, can counter adversity. We might regret some things inevitably, but we should never forget what we've done to get here. We must never forget who we really are. Because if we do, we will never find who we will become. And if the large clock that is our internal compass tolls with every single step we take, perhaps there is a voice that is in your head that tells you to hesitate, that you are wrong, that you aren't doing enough, or maybe even too much. But doubt is the difference between overcoming adversity and regretting what could have been. So in the face of adversity, take the leap and pursue the risk. Like a flying trapeze artist or an undercover agent for a secret organization, you'll never know where you'll end up. But you don't need to do something extremely great every day, solve the unsolvable, do the impossible. If you have, congratulations on your future as a Nobel Prize winner. Sometimes it's simply enough to just read a good book at a nice picnic by the Forget-Me-Nots. Sometimes the nice picnic by the Forget-Me-Nots is exactly what one needs to feel alive, or at least slightly less dead. Happy endings don't always make good stories. And perhaps this isn't an ending at all, as most endings are just beginnings in disguise. Circus carousels in intermission before another dizzyingly beautiful circle. In the words of Lemony Snicket, if we wait until we are ready, we'll be waiting for the rest of our lives. So out of the very large number of questions we can now ask ourselves, the question is, what now? Thank you.
Thank you, Priyasha. Our Teacher of the Year, Dr. Krista Stainor, she also has a child in the class of 2025 at another school, and tonight she's attending an event there. Dr. Stainor was able to read her address to our senior class this morning. She shared her thoughts on hard work, finding your people, and being kind. Though she is not here in person tonight, she is here in spirit, and we thank her. Thank you. She will be watching the recording, so she'll appreciate that. I'd like to thank all of our wonderful student speakers so far. Their messages were honest, refreshing, brave, and it was a wonderful way to culminate their time here at Randolph High School. So moving on, Superintendent Fano, it is my distinct pleasure to certify to all in attendance that the members of the class of 2025 have met the requirements set forth by the State of New Jersey and the Randolph Township Board of Education. Please welcome to the podium Superintendent of Randolph Township Schools, Ms. Jennifer Fano.
Thank you. Good evening, students, staff, families, members of the Board of Education, and community members. It is my honor to stand before you tonight as we celebrate the remarkable class of 2025. As I look at each of you sitting before us tonight, excitedly awaiting to receive your diplomas, I am reminded that tonight is about more than just crossing a stage. It's a time for us to gather and recognize the light you've carried within you for the past 13 years in our school community. From your very first day in kindergarten to your final walk through the halls of Randolph High School, you've been building something powerful. A light that reflects your growth, your courage, and your potential. That light started small as your curious minds absorbed the wisdom of the educators and the staff who have supported you throughout your time here. Many friendships and relationships were also formed, extending beyond the classroom. Over the years, your light has continued to grow brighter through both opportunities and challenges. Every experience you participated in and the memories you created from those experiences have prepared you for this day. Throughout the years, you've become more than just students. You've become critical thinkers, transformational leaders, advocates of kindness, and innovators who can change the world. Through your shared experiences, you did it together, and this collaborative journey is a reminder that growth is never stagnant. It's constant and evolving, built moment by moment, choice by choice, year after year. Our district's mission has always been to prepare you to thrive in an ever-changing world. Most importantly, our goal has always been to help you see and believe in the light you carry within yourselves. It's that light that glows in each of you that will guide your future. It's what you'll use to brighten dark places, inspire others, and leave your mark in whatever path you choose tomorrow and for the rest of your life. To our staff, Families, Board of Education, and supportive community, thank you for being the steady presence behind our students, nurturing that light every step of the way. And to our graduates, this may be the end of a chapter, but the story is far from over. Let that light that has grown in you throughout your journey in Randolph continue to grow so it can inspire and lead your next steps. The world doesn't just need your success. It needs your heart, your compassion, and your unique voice. We are very proud of you, and I am confident that great things lie ahead for each of you. With that, congratulations to the class of 2025.
Thank you, Ms. Fano. Now, two of our wonderful teachers, Mrs. Sandy Kessel and Mr. Jacob Torciello, will read the names of our graduates. We're going to begin with our 4 student speakers.
Will the first row please rise?
Jack Manolis. Noel Thompson.
Yeah, on either side. Yes, somebody.
Priyasha Paul. Serena Kalinani.
Myra Bagan. Baga.
Navia Agrawal.
Jessa Altimos.
Sarah Aksentievich.
Deanna Wagner.
Ayan Alem.
Valeria Alvarez Vila.
Samantha Alley.
Scott Bailey.
Carla Alakaran.
Thomas Amato.
Ryan Ariema.
Julian Barrera.
Daniel Albecker.
Nicole Amato.
Stephen Bakelar.
Mia Ball.
Zach Allen.
Emma Bassa.
Fiona Berry.
Maeve Berry.
Mohammed Al-Nagar.
Riley Brown.
Eddie Aldello.
Will the next row please rise? Elizabeth Book.
Alex Bebo.
Shaylin Brady.
Brendan Angelillo.
Cole Kabadik.
Lindsay Bona.
Melanie Briseno.
Hannah Bermudez.
Shayla Cabrera Escobar.
Riley Bordetsky.
Adamaris Cáceres Troches.
Rowana Buang.
Liv Bua.
Cameron Browning.
Alexa Capriglione.
Sophia Bonadio.
Scarlett Cantata.
Brendan Burke.
Zach Brooks.
Michael Buckley.
Kayla Brand.
Skylar Bushdeed.
Max Brown.
Silas Bortnick.
Will the next row please rise? Caroline Coe.
Kaylin Coretto.
Rebecca Dasty.
Livia Carbajal.
Nicholas Dalio.
Jacob Campbell.
Giovanni Teraboiga.
Belinda Carcamo.
Braden Chopka.
Isabella Cuyar.
Samantha Castillo.
Gavin Carlucci.
Julian Crawford.
Pooja Das.
Marios Christodoulou.
Brianna Cuyar.
Gerald Crichton.
Isabella Carrera.
Brian Sislow.
Rihanna Chowdhury.
Ryan Collins.
Alyssa Cullen.
Andre Cobo.
Christopher Collardo.
Will the next row please rise? Lila DeWitt.
Griffin Carroll.
Emily Dolan.
Tommy Damiano.
Sam Folger.
Jaden DiCarvalho.
Giannina Delgado Martinez.
Max Ezra.
Michael Diaz.
Andrew Dobris.
Magdalena Jengel.
Carly Ellermeyer.
Dylan Fedroff.
Christopher Cerullo.
Alessandro Fazzi.
Leah Davies.
Livia Fontes.
Kira Ferraro.
Dane Fordall.
Jordana Denegri.
Will the next row please rise? Nathan Frick.
Ellen Delaglio.
Sam Fliegler.
Thomas Draghi.
Ishwarya Hariharan.
Orly Freifeld.
Thank you. Ella Gary.
Matthias Fries.
Sophie Hagedorn.
Liam Galdiri.
Eli Gasparo.
Mackenzie Feldmar.
Nicholas Hart.
Kate Gretsch.
Maddie Gatos.
Richard Galan.
Dahan Joe. Andrew George.
Isabella Gallen.
Morgan Heller.
Dylan Groner.
Isabella Jones.
Preston Gooman.
Will the next row please rise? Devin Helmer.
Brandon Garcia.
Grace Carasis.
Brian Garcia.
Joshua Kiernan.
Abigail Gwozdowski.
Emily Hawkstool.
James Gomez.
Ella Inall.
Samantha Heidinger.
Tamara Katab.
Priya George.
Cora Kim.
Lucy Girardi.
Poema Kalichi.
Ian Gratt.
Emma Kirschbaum.
Salet Jubin.
Brianna Incremona.
Noor Hamuda.
Aiko Leet.
Sebastian Henao.
Will the next row please rise? Alex Izagiri.
Monica Hurley.
Lily Levine.
Wyatt Basil Kaminsky.
Anderson Kraus.
Fernando Hernandez.
Vincent Laverty.
Avery Huff.
Alexander Lacasio.
Mustaba Rada.
Dean Manjo Cavallo.
Nathan Kavaris.
Anthony Luongo.
Zan Iqbal.
Darren Lockey.
Ava Labar.
Olivia Madayag Williams.
Autumn Liebhauser.
Caitlin Monahan.
Valerie Lissauer.
Hirsch Mugdoom.
Jack Lachansky.
Carolyn Donna Marconi.
Thomas Ledoux.
Will the next row please rise? Alyssa Larman.
James Lobafero.
Deladis Moncada.
Samantha Lagomarcino.
Connor Manson.
Natasha Loisova.
Sure. Once he's done, you go.
Brianna Lang.
Juliana Posey.
Aaliyah Lambo.
Amira Nassar.
Michaela Bruno.
Thomas McGurk.
David Martinez.
Elizabeth Medina Otero.
Caesar Omar Morales.
I'm going to pause so that he can go across. All right. Kisa Mulando.
Shahid Mays.
Say yours.
Zachary Morehouse. Matthew Morera Lopez.
Jacqueline Mezzo.
Victor Martinez.
Kurt Nordman.
Elliot McClendon.
Nia Muzamel.
Mia Mugavero.
Ram Murgapan.
Abby Narcisse.
Sergio Murillo.
Kayla Pence.
Benjamin Oberuk.
Ella Peretz Gonzalez.
Dustin McFarlane. Will the next row please rise?
Amy Meyerson.
Pinda Patari.
Nico Potter.
Ava Olson.
Jacqueline Mars.
Lucas Piccolo.
Camilo Nunez.
Jack O'Rourke.
Jadev Paulraj.
Dylan Polasuk.
Gideon Ocheng.
Alexander Pajuski.
Thomas Parati.
Ryan Potanovich.
Olivia Olachowski.
Katie Park.
Dia Patel.
Alexander Power.
Alex Oliar.
Yash Pulamvulapul.
Tyler Petrakevsky.
Will the next row please rise? Julian Proano.
Jaden Oliveira.
Justin Raley.
Joshua Piscoya.
Yolanda Sabion Cuero.
Ethan Ryber.
Akila Shaw.
Justin Quinones.
Haley Ross.
Joshua Reyes.
Omar Sabil.
Veer Kumar Raju.
Anna Venla Sagawio Lepanan.
Chelsea Rena.
Gabrielle Sominen Larson.
Angela Remick.
Aaron Sammy.
Sarah Reyes.
Yasmin Sanabria.
Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Aditya Saruvanan.
Valeria Reyes.
Valentina Sanchez.
Haley Rosenblatt.
Will the next row please rise? Tanisha Sarker.
Alexa Rowe.
Amelia Sanchez.
Ashley Rondon.
Adam Sokolowski.
Angelina Sanchez.
Kevin Tinio.
Zachary Van Dusen.
Jaden Solotoff.
Sophie Schluper.
Huck Schrader.
Ryan Shore.
Matthew Shortino.
Krishna Singh.
William Veronelli.
Kevin Soyman.
Caitlin
Slayman.
Shabu.
Jacob Trilling.
Anya Shrivastava.
Vincent Tallman.
Arnav Shaw.
Jackson Schmitz.
Will the next row please rise? Arvin Singh.
Tyler Schwimmer.
Connor Stopel.
Isaac Stock.
Jared Solomon.
Jack Smith.
Alexander Verge.
Connor Sidorak.
Brianna Vega.
Arjun Shi.
Brianna Velasquez.
AJ Terry.
Max Ting.
Anais Tovin.
Gavin Simonovich.
Kate Sullivan.
Nina Theodoridis.
Maggie Sullivan.
Layla Winbush.
Brett Schuster.
Fithrika Vigian.
Riley Van Wingerden.
Will the next row please rise? Samuel Villabon.
Sana Tucker.
Yib Wells.
Blake Torster.
Philip Zamlut.
Vaishnavi Swarna.
Jace Zangara.
Shelson Vasquez.
Ari Wortman.
Kira Xavier.
Drew Weinroth.
Victor Toso.
Alexander Zelli.
Trevor Waldron.
Zachary Weiss.
Alim Zaku.
Maxwell Ewan.
Charlie Wisson.
Adam Wilson.
Rena Zeiger. Lindsay Wolf. Leah Weinstock. Olivia Weiberg. Michaela Watkins. Tina Yuan. Kevin Wang.
We have one last student address from the senior class president, Jack Manolis. Before he speaks, I do ask that as we are closing out this ceremony, our invited staff members, If you could please make your way to the back of the field. So at the recessional, they can greet our graduates as they leave the field. So if you can go down the middle to the back, thank you. As they do so, I ask families, friends, graduates, can you please give them a round of applause? They taught our graduates from pre-K through 12th grade, and they have a great deal to do with their success. Thank you all.
Yeah, because I'm going to want to phone it.
Please welcome our senior class president, Jack Manolis, to say the closing remarks for the graduation ceremony for the class of 2025.
Good evening, fellow graduates, family, friends, and anyone else joining us on this special day. My name is Jack Manolis, and it's an incredible honor to stand before you today representing such a hardworking, determined, and resilient group of people, the class of 2025. Thank you for trusting me to serve as your class president for the last 4 years. It truly means so much to me. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to give a well-deserved shout out to the people who've helped guide us behind the scenes. To our amazing student council advisors, Mrs. Russo and Mrs. Berkeley, thank you for the countless hours, the endless patience, and the belief you've poured into us these last 4 years. And of course, I want to recognize the rest of our student council, Carly, Scarlett, Max, Hirsch, and Shaylin. Could you all please stand up and let's give them a big round of applause. I also want to thank my parents for your love, support, and the way you've always had my back. I truly wouldn't be here without you both. Now, before I really begin, don't worry, this won't take all night. I just want to promise you something. I didn't use ChatGPT to write this speech. This one's all me, I promise. When I sat down to write this, I kept thinking, what do I even say? Not because there's nothing to talk about, but because there's too much. How do you sum up 4 years, hundreds of school days, and what feels like a million memories in just a few minutes? Eventually, while scrolling through my phone, instead of actually writing, there always has to be some procrastination, I opened an app I use called Countdown, an app that I've used to track upcoming events in my life. And looking at all the dates that I'd marked, tests, games, prom, breaks, even graduation, it hit me. I spent a lot of high school living by a checklist, always looking ahead, always on to the next thing, and I think a lot of us can relate with that. Remember in 8th grade how we couldn't wait to start high school, then freshman year hit, and we immediately started looking ahead to being upperclassmen, more freedom, more privileges, open lunch. Then senior year rolled around, and suddenly we were counting down the days until graduation, or let's be honest, until the next senior skip day. Just kidding, but seriously, senioritis hit really hard. Somewhere along the way, I realized something. I was so focused on what was next, I was missing what was now. The little things. The quick hallway conversations, the inside jokes, the everyday chaos that somehow made high school feel like home. Even the senior parking lot, which was a total disaster every day, somehow became part of the charm. And to be honest, if I had $1 for every time I got blocked in the parking lot this year, I'd be driving a much nicer car out of here today. The truth is, we spend so much time looking ahead that we forget to appreciate the moments happening right in front of us. As Dr. Seuss once said, sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. That's exactly what today is, a moment we'll look back on and realize just how much it meant. So maybe life isn't a checklist after all. Maybe it's more like a playlist, one made up of moments, people, and memories we carry with us. Not just things we check off and move on from, but songs we play again and again because they mean something. Each friendship, each challenge, each late night study session or last minute project you somehow pulled off in homeroom, trust me, we've all been there, they all shaped who we are. They all belong on the playlist. As we move on from high school, I hope we take that mindset with us. Don't rush through life trying to tick off achievement after achievement. Pause, be present, celebrate where you are now, not just where you're going. Because the future will always be waiting, but the now is what makes the journey meaningful and important to us. And as we leave this chapter behind, here's what I hope we all remember. It's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay to feel unsure, because some of the greatest things in life happen when we take a step without knowing exactly where it leads. Take the risk, follow your passions, say yes even when it's scary, be bold enough to begin even when the ending isn't clear. Class of 2025, keep showing up, keep believing in yourself, keep pushing forward, keep choosing courage over comfort, keep being kind even when it's hard, and most of all, keep living in the moment. Thank you. And now, the time we've all been waiting for. At this time, I would like to ask the class of 2025 to please stand. Rams, please move your tassels from right to left. On the count of three, we're going to throw our caps in the air. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it.
Thank you.